Hello, today I want to go over William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. So, first we'll read the synopsis. Caesar's assassination is just the halfway point of Julius Caesar. So, Julius Caesar was one of the greatest generals in ancient Rome, and he was assassinated. An assassination is the killing of a ruler or a king. And this assassination takes place at the halfway point of the play Julius Caesar. The halfway point is Act 3. All of Caesar's plays are divided into 5 acts, and Act 3 is the halfway point of the play. The first part of the play leads to his death, the second portrays the consequences. So, the first part of the play, Act 1 and Act 2, lead to the death of Caesar, and the second, that is Act 3 and Act 4, portray the consequences. The consequences of the assassination of Caesar is that there is a civil war in Rome. As the action begins, Rome prepares for Caesar's triumphal entrance. So when the action begins, it's in Act 1, the whole of Rome, all the people of Rome are preparing for Caesar's triumphal entrance. Triumphal is victorious, triumphant entrance. He has just fought a battle and is returned victorious. Brutus, Caesar's friend and ally, fears that Caesar will become king, destroying the republic. So, Brutus is one of the close friends of Caesar, but he is afraid that Caesar will be crowned king because of his popularity, and he thinks that as king, Caesar will become so ambitious that he'll destroy the republic of Rome. Cassius and others convince Brutus to join a conspiracy to kill Caesar. So there's a small minority of people who do not want Caesar to become king, and they plot and plan to kill Caesar. On the day of the assassination, Caesar plans to stay home at the urging of his wife Calpurnia. So on the day on which Caesar's assassination is predicted, Caesar wants to stay at home because his wife Calpurnia has had bad dreams. A conspirator, Decius Brutus, persuades him to go to the Senate with the other conspirators and his friend Mark Antony. However, there is a conspirator, one of the enemies of Caesar, who persuades him to go to the Senate. The Senate is the Parliament House, Capitol, and they and Decius Brutus persuades Caesar to go to the Senate with his friend Mark Antony. Mark Antony is a close friend of Julius Caesar. At the Senate, the conspirators stab Caesar to death. So the conspirators, they kill Caesar. Antony uses a funeral oration to turn the citizens of Rome against them. So Antony is a close friend, he is loyal to Caesar, and he asked for permission to speak at Caesar's funeral. In his funeral speech, he turns the people of Rome against the conspirators. The people of Rome riot, they become violent, and there's civil war in Rome. Brutus and Cassius escape as Antony joins forces with Octavius Caesar. So Brutus and Cassius escape with their lives narrowly. They escape from Rome, and Mark Antony joins forces with Octavius Caesar. Encamped with their armies, Brutus and Cassius quarrel, then agree to march on Antony and Octavius. So Brutus and Cassius raise an army. They're encamped on the battlefield, and then after a small quarrel, they agree to march on Antony and Octavius. In the battle which follows, Cassius, misled by erroneous reports of loss, persuades the slave to kill him. So Cassius, he thinks that his army is losing, but that is actually a misleading report because his army was winning, and he persuades a slave to kill him. Brutus's army is defeated. So Brutus's army becomes weaker because Cassius's army has retreated with the death of Cassius, and Brutus's army is defeated. So Brutus commits suicide. and he is praised by Antony at the end of the play as the noblest Roman of them all.